Hey there, welcome back guys. In this video we're going to be going over the basic settings that will help you get your DJI Avata 2, remember this is for the Avata 2, up and running, okay, with the motion controller, because as you already know, one day I'll be flying in manual mode. Alright, so without any further ado, let's get started. You're going to need your drone, your phone, make sure you update your phone, but before you do anything, make sure you also register your drone with the FAA and make sure you go to the Pilot Institute. You don't have to have your Part 107 to get these things. These are free stickers that the Pilot Institute will give you. So after you register your drone with the FAA, right, you can put one of these things on. Kind of neat, huh? I'll show you right over here. See? And they go right on your drone. And they'll fit right on the Avata, maybe on the side. Or just take some blue painter's tape and use the painter's tape and put it on the side of the drone until your free stickers, remember these are free registration stickers from the Pilot Institute, but you still have to pay the $5 fee with the FAA. And then you go outside and you fly and have fun. It only takes like 5 minutes, maybe 10 if you do both at the same time. All right, knowing that, moving forward, we're going to go into some basic settings. So first what you want to do is turn on your Avata, just hold it down, turn on the Avata, and then turn on, watch your fingers because the propellers kind of do that. That sound it's louder. Turn on your goggles, okay. Oh wow, interesting. Hopefully the goggles last throughout the session. And then turn on your motion controller. Okay, now that it's all on, we're going to, for now, we're just going to go through some basic settings so I can show you, but most likely you won't need this. I'm going to plug this in here, right? And then I'm going to plug it into the USB-C cord in the Avata. You should hear a, nope, didn't hear it. You have to wait for your phone to go boom. It'll show that it's charging. Let's see. Pull it out, see, and there's no charge right there. And then if I put it in, there we go. I guess maybe it wasn't on. Something wasn't on and something wasn't sung. So let's try this one more time. Interesting. We're going to go into the goggles and see, troubleshoot a little bit. This is the only issue I have. Oh, there we go. You heard that? It going boom. It takes a while to kick in. And once it does, see, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And it's not the USB-C cord because this cord works fine. And it's not the phone because the phone charges fine. It's a new issue with the Avata and the USB-C. We can plug it out, plug it in. Make sure, look in the goggles, right? Make sure everything is good to go. Okay. And then we try that one more time. There we go. Wait a little bit. See, what's not going to... there we go. You wait for that. Boom. Then you know it's connected. Why this happens, I don't know. But like I'd say, welcome back to Everything That Glitches. So now we're just going to go here. Open up our DJI Fly app. First, I'm going to mirror everything so that you guys can see what's happening here. Okay, so here we are. I'm just going to go to DJI Fly. And there we are. Okay, so you see what I see. As you can see, I have quick transfer, which was what we don't want right now. We want to see another part of the menu, but in order to do that, we have to activate it. So we're going to go here into our goggles, right? But you can't see what's in my goggles. So we can't really, let's see, go fly and see what happens. There we are. Go fly. There we are. So now, these are my goggles. So we're going to activate the wireless feature. We're going to cut the cord. So that's really cool. You'll be able to cut the cord with this. So we're going to go here, here, here. Okay, so I'll just read them off to you in case you're wondering. Record. Then you have enhanced display. Then you have head tracking. And then you have share live view to mobile device via Wi-Fi. And then you have here easy acro. And then you have here goggle defog and brightness, which mine is turned up. So we're just going to go back here And for me, I'm just going to click OK, or you can click Don't Show again. And then we're going to lose our connection, which is fine. Okay, see, it froze. Now we disconnect. Okay, and then we go to the phone and we say goodbye to this. Really cool. I'm just going to put this in here on this thing. See, it's a little glitchy at first getting that connection going. And now I'm going to go back. Okay, we might see, and then you see it says quick transfer. But if you wait a little bit, see, it says DJI goggles, so detected. So we're just going to select the goggles. And for me, I'm going to select the goggles. You could choose the Avata, but in this case, we're not. We're going to have a seamless experience to show you and share my settings. And we have here, it says connecting DJI goggles 3.5D, and click join. Okay. And this is great if you want to share the experience with someone, or you want to, give someone a shot at your drone. I don't know about maybe your kids, and see watch live view. Remember, we're watching live view of the goggles, but you could watch live view of the drone. There we are. It's connecting, and now I have to reactivate for you guys my reflector experience. Hopefully, reflector will work. I'll just click. Hopefully, it comes back. Come back to me. Nope, so it doesn't work, so now I have to go. Unfortunately, you can't use reflector if you're doing this, so I'm just going to share with MacBook, and there we are. So here we are. I'm just going to scroll up. So there is the drone right here, and depending on your lighting will determine the experience, but this is exactly what's happening inside the goggles in real time. So knowing that, moving forward, we've got some good battery life. We have, let's see, we have battery life. We have the RC HD, and then we have 66%, and we have normal, and etc. All the other features. But right now we're going over settings. We're not doing any flight stuff. All right. So knowing that and moving forward, I'm going to take the goggles right here, as you can see, and now we're just going to go back, press the back button, and these are just basic settings. Okay. Status, you could turn off, or let's say disable beginner mode. That's up to you. That's preference. And for now, we're going to leave it in beginner mode, and then we'll slowly transition you guys from beginner to more advanced. Remote ID functionality is normal. All right. Don't switch to album if you're doing like a shared screen. Transmission. Okay. So for transmission, we have broadcasting. That would be nice if that worked. Focus mode, because I tested it out earlier and still nothing. I'm still working on it. All right. Channel mode, manual. You can choose auto. For me, I like auto. As you can see, the channel 1 and channel 2 just keeps going bonkers. So you can choose to manual, and then for auto, for manual, right? If I go to the bandwidth of, is it 40 megahertz? Or is it 20? 20 megahertz will probably give you more channels. And I'm a big fan of channel 3 because, as you can see, it just doesn't, it fluctuates. It stays nice. And we'll leave it at the 5G gigahertz frequency, just at a different range that I know of that works, and we'll test out the different ones moving forward later on. But I'm just going to do what I'm familiar with, which is channel 3, sort of, as you can see. Channel 3 just because could be some interference happening maybe with the cameras. I don't know. We'll find out when we go outside, but for now I'll leave it in 3, locked in on that channel. Okay, so that's the end of transmission. And then we have here, we'll go down, and that's it. And focus mode is set to auto. So in case you're wondering again, see focus mode, I put that on auto. It was off. All right. Now we're just going to go to some basic settings. We'll start from the beginning, safety, but I'll just go over everything with you, straight from the top. Okay, we start maximum flight. I put it at 394. Okay, maximum flight distance. I don't know. I like no limits, but I know my limits because this is the Avata. It's going to start losing its signal, when you go out of range anyway. So you have to be prepared to turn back. Return home altitude. I have it set at 295 because there are a lot of buildings around me, and not landmarks, but just the town. And you want it to be as high as possible, so that it reaches its highest point above everything. Unless you're in a big city, you need to probably customize it. What's the cap on that? Yeah, you would customize it. accordingly, and then, you know, it will return home, go up, and hopefully there's enough battery or juice for it to come back. I can update the home point, which is what I would do right now, but there's no satellite. And then these are all left normal by default. I didn't change any. ESC beeping, that's if you lose your drone. You're like, you have your crashes in the trees or in the forest, and you're like, see, where's my drone? And it just beeps like that. It's pretty loud. And then we'll go into the advanced settings, and again, return home. So this is what you want. What do I want it to do when I lose a signal? You can choose return home, land, or hover. You decide. That's more of a preference, and I'm still on the fence. I really don't know what to do, because sometimes you travel places and it's okay to hover. Let's say at the beach, right? You walk up to it, to wherever it is. Maybe in the snow or in a grassy football field, have it land. And maybe, you know, I don't know. But from now, if I'm going to be flying it in the yard, you know, maybe hover. I don't know. Maybe you guys can help me with that one. All right, I'll probably set that though before I actually, you know what? In this case, since I don't know what's going to happen, since this is a new drone, let's put hover. Or yeah, because being that our first flight, we don't want it to return home. We don't know what's going to happen. Okay, so those are settings. That's safety. Okay, control. Motion controller, you know, you can do a walkthrough, you can do again some settings, but remember we're in beginner mode, so we're not even going to go there. So we're not going to calibrate anything. This is set to normal gimbal pitch. You can set it to fast, but you know, remember we're just starting out, so we're going to go slow. Gimbal calibration. We're not going to calibrate it, but you can if things start getting a little funky. So remember, this is inside control, okay? So I'll go back, control, and this is where you can get your imperial miles per hour. So if you're in the metric system or metric, you know, you choose a metric kilometers and metric meters, and then you have imperial, which is miles per hour. For us in the US, we use miles per hour. Turtle mode, the drone will flip over. But you know, if you go into manual mode, actually flip it whenever you're ready. You customize your buttons. Goggles tutorials, which is really cool. We're not going to do the tutorial, but you can do that. And the goggles tutorial is actually what you'll see when you turn on your goggles and drone and have them. Whoops! Now we're going to go to camera. Merge together, connect. Camera aspect ratio. I like 16:9. 4K 60 frames per second. Some folks are like, oh, you can't do that, you know, you should leave it at this and that. This is your drone. You do what's right for you, okay? But this is just I give you an idea to run through the menu and look at the options you have. You don't have to do 4K 30 frames. I just like 60 because I like, you know, I like sometimes if you want to do a speed ramp, if you want to do some sort of special effect in Final Cut, the higher, it's easier to go down than to go up. Once we go up, you know, you get crappy video because it wasn't shot in, you know, the highest format. But with AI, I'm pretty sure anything's possible. Camera, FOV, you can do normal, right? We can do ultra wide or normal. Or wide. I have to see what my other goggles are set at, but I'm going to do wide. You can just give a wide view. Let's see, hold on. It's shrunken in because we're in a, let's see, ultra wide, wide view, normal. Let's do, and probably wide, I don't know, we'll have to see when we fly, right? When the drone's in the air. Let's see if it has, since I don't know ultra wide, I haven't ever seen it, I'm just gonna leave it at wide. All right, and we'll see how it works out. Rock steady, I like it rock steady, horizon steady, or you can shut it off. If you're going to use, you know, gyroflow, just shut it off and customize your own. But for me, by default, all my drones are on rock steady, even in the 03 air units. If you want to customize your ISO settings, I just leave it by default. You can do everything in Final Cut. Grid lines is off. Let's see if we turn grid lines on. Can we see it? No, I don't see anything. Probably because we are sharing the screen of the goggles, right? So if you share the screen of the camera, of that, then that you probably get real-time view. But this is the goggle, but it shouldn't matter. It should show us. Let's see if we go back out. Yeah, there we go. See that? Kind of neat. So that's with the grid. Let's see if we go back, right? Go back into camera, and then settings. Maybe that's why we couldn't see the ultra wide. Let's see. This is normal. Nah, normal doesn't do anything. Let's say ultra wide. Whoops. Ultra wide camera. And let's see. Whoops, normal. Let's see ultra wide. No, nothing. I don't see it. Maybe we won't see it until we have our video, until the drone's flying. But so far so good. I don't like those lines, but this is just for those who want. The lines work well when you on a Mavic 3. You want to center things, but this is more like a drone for flying and along the coast and the beach and doing FPV stuff. But they threw it in there, which is fine. I'm pretty sure someone will use it. Otherwise, they would not have put it there. All right, but it's just not for me. Center point is great. Because you want to be able to have that center point when you're pointing. See that? Oh, we almost saw it. And it's off, so you see the center point in the middle of the drone. Not there, but not from the motion controller stick. But here, I'll show you. Hopefully, it lets us show you. Yep, see that little in the middle, that little plus sign. Now watch it disappear. Oops. And then we'll make it disappear. Settings, and then we go to camera, and as you can see, if we shut off the center point, it'll be gone. And you want the center point because it helps you fly the drone, and as long as you stay in the middle, you're dead on center, and it's happy trails when you're flying, which is really cool. So back into camera. So center point, remember, always on. Storage, I have, which is really cool. You have 45 gigabytes. That's a good few flights that you can get on here. So I don't have an SD card in here, but you can have one. And nothing wrong with putting one in, but 45 gigs is pretty good. And then we have storage format. You can format the SD card, aircraft SD card. So you have the goggles, you can format the SD card. Internal storage, you can format an SD card. As you can see, I can't do the aircraft SD card because there isn't one in there. Okay, and advanced camera settings. All right, record both. I have record both, so when I turn on the motors to this thingy, it's going to record here on the goggles, and it's going to record on here. Okay. Camera view recording, okay, see, and then auto record on takeoff. So it's going to do camera view recording and auto record on takeoff. Color we have as normal. You have the other options of D-Log. Sharpness I have set to 0. Noise reduction 0. Anti-flicker. I left these. The only thing I turned on are subtitles. Subtitles are this right here. We'll scroll out. See how it has normal, H, your height and distance. So all that is going to show up when you record from here, which I believe is 1080p, which is good quality. But it's going to record with all that subtitle, all the text. But the only way to not have that text, right, is you go to settings, okay, and you go to display, and whoops, wrong one, camera. Sorry, that was advanced camera settings. Format. And then you go here, you turn off the subtitles. So if I turn off subtitles, my video will just be video without, the height, the whatever, all that. But I like it like that. For me, I like it, I don't know, for some reason, depending on what I'm doing. And then we'll go down again. Remember, it's all preference. All right, so now that's it for those camera settings. We're done with camera. And now we're going to go to display. And I'm just explaining to you, and some features I turned on. Brightness is set to 6. I wonder if that's as high as it goes. Yep. Display scaling, that's by default 100. Home point, okay, which is fine. You want to know your home point so you could find your way back home. Goggles defogged. I'm not sure. I just left it like that. Real view 2D. Interesting. As you can see, that's not working. Enable real view P picture in picture. I remember Google TV had that back in the day. Too bad you can't, and that's it for these settings. Picture in picture is when you go back, right? And then if you have your goggles on, and not tangled, of course, and you have them on your head, when you tap like this, you can see. Too bad you can't. You can see, but I can see on the top left-hand corner. I can see the drone camera, and in front of me, I see everything. I got 2 fingers up. I have 4 fingers up. Maybe I'll go to the store and we can go shopping and see how this works at the supermarket, right? And then I'll just tell them it's the new Apple glasses and go to the checkout counter. That's really cool. Yeah. So you get, what's the only way to really try it? And then to disconnect, like the picture in picture, you tap like that, and then you're back again. And as you can see, we are in beginner mode. It's just too bad. It's just too bad. You can't. Let's see what other features we have here. Too bad you can't. Let's see. There was the 2D setting. I'm not sure why that was not. That was in display. See why 2D it doesn't work. Let's see what happens if we put goggles defog on. When goggles defog enable, the cooling fan. Okay, it's the cooling fan. All right, so I don't. Yeah, I don't see. Let's see if we can see that again. When goggles enable, the fan keep running at. So when the goggle defog's enabled, the cooling fans run at a higher speed. And you hear that? Oh, actually, the mic is right there. And we don't need that. I don't know why I'd want to cool these down. It does get. Oh, probably because it gets hot. That's what I have this mask for. This was my mask during the pandemic. Has these HEPA filters in there and fans, but looks like now they built that into the goggles. But I don't know why 2D is not. I'm not sure. Anyway, this is on. What does this button do? Oh wow, that's cool. Make surrounding areas safe. Okay, well, we'll have to figure that out. Anyway, some other features we have here, which is really cool. As you can see, wherever you point this is where the drone will go. And then let's see what we have here. So that's it. That's pretty much a rundown of the settings. As you can see, these settings work well for me. What you do, what's right for you. And I guess, I should be able to keep this on my head, right? And launch the drone. Now, when you're outside, if it's really high grass or a field and trees, it's hard to put this on the ground because, as you can see here, it's flat, but maybe it's not flat where you are. So what you could do to start the Avata, which makes it really popular as a drone, and remember, I'm not going to fly it outside until I get my filters, so that if I crash, everything will be okay. But it should be all right in here, hopefully. All right, so let's see what we have here. So it should be a double tap, right, to start the motors. Make sure your fingers are not in. Make sure your fingers aren't like in here, like, well, as you can see, in between. So you want to put your fingers up, like in the finger grip section. And then what we'll do is, right, should double tap this red button, and the motors should start. Remember, keep your hands free and clear, and then hopefully, I'll do it under here in case it flies up. It'll, and you hold this button down like that until it releases itself. And then you hear that. See? Sweet. Huh. That's weird. Except it's not turning. Probably because it's in beginner mode. That's weird. Oh. Yeah, so beginner mode. Ah, interesting. So as you can see, well, if I press the throttle, it'll go forward, and then if I press the throttle that way, it'll go backwards. But look, before, this would move it left and right, but to go left, I have to, whoa, it just turns, right? So what I'm going to do is lower it, I'm going to bring it down, and then you take it like that, see how I have it? And then, whoops, everything went flying. Of course, don't do it in front of your stuff, that will go flying, but you flip it over. So we might have to take it out of beginner mode. Let's take it out of beginner, because they're usually, when you want to make your movements, you go like this and like that if you've had the previous avata. So on that note and moving forward, let's see the beginner mode, right? And take it out so we can have, because I'm not used to flying that way. So we're just going to go disable, and we're going to disable beginner mode. Ah, there we are. Nice. Okay, so now, hopefully, in the perfect world, as my keyboard cover, moving forward, we should have a regular experience, right? If that makes any sense. I'm not sure what regular is, because according to DJI Avata, that was regular. That's how they, everything just went flying. All right, let's try that again. Remember, so when you're starting it, see, you want to keep your fingers in between there, because it is a little bit close. The old previous avata was higher, so keep your fingers there so they don't get nicked. All right, so now we'll try that again. All right, double tap to start the motors, and then we're going to start lower so it doesn't go too high up. Hold the button down, orange, and let it do that. See, now, interesting. So now you have to, interesting. All right, that's me. So there we go, we managed to figure it out. It's a little bit different than the previous motion control. When you turn left and right, in order to do that, you have to pull on the throttle, and then once you pull the pull the throttle in, then you turn the drone in the direction you want. It's kind of like a safety feature. Before, when you tilted the drone left and right, it just spun. So if you were fixing something and the drone and the motion controller was still in your hand, the drone would just spin around in a circle. So this way, it's sort of locked. And by default, the new default is you have to pull the trigger and then tilt the motion controller 3 in the direction that you want it to go. And as you can see, I'm getting the hang of it. If you're coming from the motion controller 2, it's going to be a little confusing. If you're new to this, it'll just be second nature, and you'll just grasp it as easy as 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I'm able to maneuver. We're going to try and see if I can make it up the stairs. If you've been following me, I've been trying to make it up the stairs with with my other FPV drones, with the DJI FPV controller 2. But this is with the motion controller 3. With the motion controller 3, should be able to make it up the stairs without a problem. The only issue we're going to run into here is the low light. Remember, this is the kind of drone that doesn't perform well in the dark. But all being said, I'm going to turn around and see if I can go back down the stairs. Going down is pretty easy too, because remember, you have the center point that's always there in the OSD, which guides you through the process. But as you can see, I'm just gonna maybe see if I can level up a little bit. Remember that this is only possible for me with the motion controller. See if I can go under the chair. This part was a little bit tricky, but somehow manageable. And nervous, because if you're comfortable doing this, you're like, what is he talking about? Just go through the chair. But when you're not used to doing it, it's tricky and it's challenging at the same time, but fun. But as you can see, managed to go all the way through. See if I can go around the heater, a little space heater there, whip around, and then go back, and then see if I can go down again. Maybe go under the chair. No, never mind. I changed my mind. But there's some guys could actually do that. They're like, oh, just go right through. I don't know. I just can't. See if we can just go, you know, back the other way. See if we can go back into the studio. Hopefully we can. A little bit tricky. This is really good for urban exploring because you can't really go wrong. Then go a little, got a little daring there, went a little bit. Anyway, we'll figure it out as time goes by. I'll experiment with it and see. And that's pretty much it. I hope this video gives you a better understanding on the basic settings to get your DJI Avata 2 up and running. If you have any comments or questions, feel free to leave them down below, or ideas for other videos. Remember to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.